The wild hair, the lensless they were the most iconic musical duo of the early 2010s. The wild hair, the lensless glasses, and the bizarre outfits, mixed with a bright, overly saturated color scheme, helped to generate a combined 4 billion views across their 4 most popular music videos, in the process making LMFAO an almost unforgettable act. The whole time, however, the two members of the group hated each other. Redfoo and SkyBlue feuded publicly on Facebook, became involved in lawsuits, were berated and destroyed by the media, all while each of their careers died a silent, slow death in the background, with failed project after failed project following their peak in 2011. The story of LMFAO is a brutal warning about the risks of going into business with a family member because, as you may or may not know, the group began as an uncle-nephew duo. Redfoo, being the uncle and older of the two by approximately 11 years, had been born into the music world, with his father being the incredibly rich and famous Berry Gordy, who founded Motown Records, which signed artists such as Stevie Wonder and Michael Jackson, with SkyBlue being the 11-year younger nephew of Redfoo and therefore also being in the same family.
You're actually part of a very famous family.
Yes.
And that is?
The Gordys.
The Gordys.
It's safe to say that the two were in an advantageous position from the very beginning. However, this certainly didn't guarantee success for either of the two family members. In 1997, at the age of 22, Redfoo released his first studio album titled Balance Beam, which, according to the Discogs website, sold only 44 copies. In an interview from 2002, over 5 years after the release of his first album, it appeared as though Redfoo was still somewhat confused.
You guys can say nepotism, chat. I'm not trying to defend it. I'm not trying to defend anybody. Okay, my take is that I think we need to stop discrediting people that do good things or like reach certain heights because they had a fortunate early days or whatever. There are hundreds of thousands, millions of kids who have a lot of money from their family, from whatever, that do fucking nothing. Do absolutely nothing. Somebody doing something good, I think it's kind of trash to just fucking discredit them because they had money to begin with. I think that's just fucking dog shit.
Confused about the direction in which his life was going.
And I'm doing some stand-up comedy, I'm doing some music, I'm doing some rapping, but for the first time in my life, I'm
How's that personal? Motherfucker, we weren't born rich. Do you see this place? Motherfucker, I have a robot with a pipe that fucking leads on for AC, man. Dude, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? We weren't fucking, we're rich growing up, man. What are you talking about? Bitch, we get pasta and red sauce 6 times a fucking a week, and the other time was a patty with gravy, man.
trying to just build myself.
Yet at around the same point in time, Redfoo and his nephew SkyBlue seem to have subscribed to the popular self-help movement known as The Secret, believing that if they simply envision themselves as big DJs, the path to such a position would reveal itself as time progressed.
And it started off really with The Secret.
The Secret, the motivational,
thing,
video
we really saw that putting out there what we want is going to come back.
With the goal of becoming big DJs now established, they'd impulsively decide to form LMFAO whilst at a family Christmas party.
One day we were at this Christmas party at the family crib at my grandfather's house. He's like, yo, we should form a group together.
Also mentioning that they originally planned on calling themselves Sexy Dudes, yet decided to go with LMFAO, fearing that Sexy Dudes might result in judgment from their grandmother. Subsequently, Redfoo and SkyBlue began to live what they described to be the party rock lifestyle, DJing 3 nights per week at random clubs across Los Angeles, whilst working on improving their music during the daytime.
We were just living this lifestyle, which was, you know, party rock, you know what I'm saying? Like, we went and did clubs 3 times a week, and people didn't know who we were, didn't know our music, and we just get up there, yo, what up, we LMFAO. We were partying every night, we're performing every night, and if not, we're creating something, we're making something. To me, that whole time just felt like a one long party.
This is where LMFAO's family connections came into play. Redfoo and will.i.am from the Black Eyed Peas had conveniently been friends since high school, and by 2009, Redfoo and his cousin had been creating music for over 10 years, giving LMFAO enough skill and experience to land a major record deal through will.i.am. Subsequently, he and SkyBlue would release bangers such as Yes and I'm in Miami, at which point they'd fully embody the idea that success happens not at all, then all at once. Yes went certified gold in the United States, boasting over 5 500,000 sales, whilst I'm in Miami peaked top 50 in the charts throughout the United States, the UK, Canada, and Australia. The extreme popularity of these two songs caught the attention of David Guetta, who would feature them on his song Getting Over You alongside Fergie, which has over 250 million views to this day. Yet, the music seemed like only half of what made LMFAO so iconic. A large portion of their skill seemed to lie in their memorable style and branding. You could tell that the members of LMFAO were just these two Los Angeles bozos.
What's your favorite thing about Los Angeles? The women.
Who had a genuine passion for partying and making others dance. Everything about them was just so authentic. Their wacky style and carefree attitude felt effortless and unapologetic. Every other DJ seemed to be trying so hard to look cool or suave, yet LMFAO was so comfortable in making a fool of themselves for the entertainment of others, as if they were mixing comedy into their music. However, this approach certainly wasn't appreciated by everyone. In June 2011, LMFAO released their most infamous album titled Sorry for Party Rocking, which would receive a 0 out of 10 review from NME, which included a statement reading, "LMFAO understood the pain they were inflicting on the world and did it anyway. That's a horrifying thought. Even Lucifer had good intentions." The Guardian would give it Sorry for Party Rocking a slightly better review at 1 out of 5 stars. However, if anything, these reviews were simply proof that taste is subjective, as the songs within this album would go on to become some of the most popular in pop music history. As mentioned in the beginning, the four—
Well, I don't get it. They're mad because they were saying that it's morally incorrect to party and that people shouldn't party, but they're saying that they're spreading a message of partying or whatever. Is that what? Oh, I mean, these. That's what I heard. That's what I thought. No?
Included a statement reading, "LMFAO understood the pain they were inflicting on the world and did it anyway. That's a horrifying
Oh, okay, never mind, I'm done. Sorry.
thought. Even Lucifer had good intentions." The Guardian would give it Sorry for Party Rocking a slightly—
Oh, the music was that bad that they hurt people.
better review at 1 out of 5 stars. However, if anything, these reviews were simply proof that taste is subjective, as the songs within this album would go on to become some of the most popular in pop music history. As mentioned in the beginning, the 4 most viewed songs on the album, Party Rock Anthem, Champagne Showers, Sorry for Party Rocking, and Sexy and I Know It, boast a combined total of 4 billion views here on YouTube, while on the Billboard Greatest of All Time Hot 100 Songs, Party Rock Anthem still sits at rank number 7 over 10 years later. However, while on the surface it seemed as though everything was going incredibly well for LMFAO, nobody could tell that behind the scenes, the relationship between the two members was beginning to deteriorate. The beef between Redfoo and Sky Blue began in early 2012 after Sky Blue would injure his back during a live Super Bowl performance alongside Madonna.
During the Super Bowl, my disc slipped when I was performing. And so as soon as I went down that little elevator, I collapsed and I couldn't even watch the rest of the show or anything.
This injury meant that Sky Blue couldn't continue on with the tour, or possibly even make music at all, meaning Redfoo had to perform the tour by himself while Sky Blue recovered from his injury.
Was Foo there for you during that time period, during your healing process?
No. No, he's doing his thing, you know what I mean? He was really focused on what he needed to do. The tour kept going, and then I just had to go home, and and everybody kept doing the party rock.
Okay, chat. I'm sorry. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with this at all. I don't know why should I throw him under the bus for doing the tour. I feel like, wait, am I wrong saying that? I think it's a good thing that he kept the name going and that he didn't come and hang out with him when he's recovering. I think that's a good thing.
I kept doing LMFAO.
It's a duo, right? But if nobody does anything, it's a nobody. So therefore, one trying his best to carry the fucking team, even though it helps him more, it still does something for the team.
Without me.
As a result, Sky Blue wasn't paid for the tour.
Did you still get paid though?
Hey, look, I don't.
What kind of story is that? Oh my gosh, yo.
I wish.
So you got kicked out the group because your back went out.
I mean, yeah.
Which must have soured their relationship pretty heavily, as after the tour concluded, Sky Blue and Redfoo wouldn't speak to each other for over a year.
After my back went out, I didn't speak to Foo for a year. Me and Foo didn't talk for a year.
And you didn't talk on the happy Merry Christmas,
Did he
motherfucker?
text you?
Nothing.
It became even worse.
Yeah, I still agree with this. I still agree with them. They get royalties. They get royalties on everything. The music, the label, the whatever the fuck. They get royalties, right? I'm not even being ego-Andy. Okay? If he spent time on the tour itself and the production of it and the ideas, he should have gotten paid for that. But the fee for appearances, if he doesn't appear, why should he be paid for it? Should get a royalty on the name, like a namesake or whatever the fuck. That's about it. The price or the fee that he's being paid is the appearance fee. He wants to be paid for the creative or the intellect they put into the show, they pay him for that, right? And everything else. But the appearance fee, if he doesn't appear, why should he be paid that? I don't get it. What's
Worse,
the point?
when news outlets began to catch wind of the conflict. One article written by E! News in April 2012, approximately 2 months after the back injury, read, "The New York Post reported yesterday that the Grammy-nominated rappers are fighting, apparently over the cash they've made from their catchy tunes, including the #1 hits Party Rock Anthem and Sexy and I Know It, and are on the verge of going their separate ways." The two LMFAO members would shut these rumors down in an article written by Rolling Stone, titled "LMFAO Breakup Rumors Completely False," which stated, "In a conference call with reporters on Wednesday, the duo dismissed the speculation as merely a byproduct of their rising fame. It's completely false. We're family at the end of the day. Blood is stronger than anything," said Sky Blue, alluding to the fact that he is Redfoo's nephew. Sky
Bro, if you're watching the Beatles and one of the Beatles gets hurt, they're gonna keep performing. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So you're on my side. I don't get it. Motherfucker. Who said, "Yeah, dude, paid leave. Man, what would you feel, man, if you're a duo, okay, if you went on tour, which the touring is a fucking dog shit, I would assume, going around the fucking world, dude, fucking do the show, sleep on the plane, sleep on the plane, back to back, bang, for weeks on end, right? While the other guys are recovering, and he gets the same amount that you did. That's fucking dog shit. That sounds like fucking dog shit. You come home and you're like, "Hey, dude, yeah, we toured the Middle East, yeah, bro, fuck yeah." That's just trash.
I might be doing a DJ set in South America and I might be in Vegas, and they'll say, "Oh, they're doing separate things. How can we make a story out of that?" said Redfoo.
You made the music, paying for the music, paying for the fucking intellect or whatever the fuck that you put in. Don't pay for the appearance. End of story.
We have to be smart enough to recognize it's all a game, keep executing our vision, and turn this world into a party planet. Well, this response from Redfoo and Sky Blue sounded quite authentic.
Man, some of these chat needs, dude, I'm sorry for the last pause. Some of these chat things that you should get paid for, like, everything and while doing nothing. Fuck all of it, dude. Dude, I'm gonna scam the system, man. Paid leave, paid paternity leave, maternity leave, fucking sick leave, bullshit leave, under leave, I disappear leave, fucking brain dead leave, lazy leave, fuck all that. Pay me maxed out and promote me, bitch ass. Fuck you. What is this shit, you lazy bum? Fuck you, man. Look, you like me instead and watch videos that other people make react.
All a game, keep executing our vision, and turn this world into a party planet. Well, this response from Redfoo and Sky Blue sounded quite authentic. Only 5 months later, the two would make a different statement, confirming that LMFAO was officially coming to an end. Discussing the relationship of the duo, Redfoo would state, "I think we naturally just started hanging with two different sets of people, two different crowds, but we're always family. He'll always be my nephew, I'll always be his uncle. I feel like we've been doing this for so long, 5 or 6 years, and we're kind of like saying, well, let's just do what's natural and just kind of explore that instead of like forcing it all the time." In video interviews, Redfoo would reinforce that he and Sky Blue had simply grown apart.
Two people just grow. You grow and we kind of grew into our own individuals, and we just wanted to do so many things.
Yet shortly thereafter, Sky Blue would write a Facebook status directed at Redfoo, implying that their split wasn't so amicable. "I've been wanting to speak my truth about this whole LMFAO situation for a long time. Out of respect to my family, I kept it all to myself. The way you belittle people and your crazy power trips were some of the main reasons our relationship as family and partnership has greatly suffered. My back went out right before a big arena show. You went out and performed, but then just left on the tour bus without seeing me. In fact, you didn't speak to me after that for about a year, which is around the time you announced our hiatus. As someone who really cared, loved, and had your back, this really hurt. I mean, you're my uncle, my blood. You even kept touring as LMFAO and made a lot of money doing it. You never once called me to ask me how I was recovering. You just kept shuffling every day without me. I really loved you. I looked up to you, man. But the more successful we got, the more you wanted control." Possibly spotting a weakness in the duo, LMFAO would then be presented with a $7 million lawsuit by their former management, as well as another lawsuit by Rick Ross, who claimed that their line "Every Day I'm Shuffling" had been copied from his 2006 song titled "Every Day I'm Hustling." Interestingly, throughout the lawsuit, Rick Ross would get further insight into the reason behind LMFAO's split. Further, Ross says Sky trashed his uncle in a deposition, where he said the real reason LMFAO LMFAO broke up was Redfoo's refusal to keep him in the loop. With LMFAO breaking up and being sued, Redfoo and Sky Blue's only logical path was to continue as solo artists, only this didn't exactly go as planned.
After having such a success in LMFAO, and then going to a club, and then there's like 20 people there because Sky Blue's coming, not LMFAO.
As mentioned, Sky Blue went from selling out arenas as LMFAO to having 20 people show up to his shows as a solo artist. He released 2 singles in the year after LMFAO's breakup, each of which performing reasonably with around 2 million views each on YouTube, yet this was basically all of the success that Sky Blue was able to achieve as a solo artist. His career would fizzle out in the 3 years that followed, with his final piece of music being released in late 2016 before he disappeared from the music industry. And while this marked the cold, bitter end of Sky Blue's career, Redfoo, being the more famous of the two, had substantially more success as a solo artist, but only in the beginning. He'd initially land a position as a judge on X Factor Australia, in the process dropping songs such as New Thing and Let's Get Ridiculous, each of which going platinum in sales, whilst both cracking the 100 million view mark here on YouTube. However, alongside these 2 incredibly popular tracks, Redfoo would also feature on a song titled Literally I Can't, which would unravel much of the success that he had built as a solo artist. The song, which according to one article follows a group of sorority girls who are pressured into drinking and dancing, was labelled as misogynistic by countless different news outlets, prompting a response from Redfoo, who would state, "Another example of critics victimizing an artist by purposely misinterpreting his/her work to support a pre-existing agenda, #literally I can't," which will create a rift between him and his audience, with Twitter responses such as, "Dude, you've got a video of bros victimizing..."
Guys, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it, okay? If your tweet gets 160 likes, okay, about a statement, you're not creating any rifts with your audience when you're getting 100 million views on a fucking music video. This doesn't reach or affect a single fucking nobody. This is probably just a fucking random people on Twitter, sorry, saw that. It's fucking RP brain, just forget it.
Rift between him and his audience, with Twitter responses such as, "Dude, you've got a video of bros victimizing a group of women because they don't feel safe drinking with them. No, this isn't victimizing. You're a blatant example of extreme misogynistic behavior. Whatever made you think those lyrics were okay? He's sexist and he knows it." Others would go so far as to create a petition stating that Redfoo shouldn't be rehired on the next season of X Factor, which went on to receive over 23,000 signatures. Incredibly, the petition's request became a reality only a few months later, when Redfoo was ultimately fired from the show. He'd get another shot on television after being invited to compete on Dancing with the Stars, only to be eliminated in the very first round. Yet being booted from X Factor and being eliminated on...
What? I don't get it. There are music videos and whatnot of people doing drugs, bunch of crime, killing people. Nobody blinks an eye, but he gets people to drink with girls, and that's misogynistic, and he loses jobs because of it.
On Dancing with the Stars was nothing compared to the reality check that Redfoo would receive after he'd released a brand new album in 2016 titled Party Rock Mansion. The album was dubbed a commercial failure after it would sell a miserable 144 copies in
Oh, it's sexual harassment. Okay, sorry.
Australia for a number 172 debut, which was especially terrible as Redfoo had counted Australia as one of his most successful territories. The lackluster performance of the album seemed to indicate to Redfoo that his music career was coming to an end, as he'd only create a handful of songs in the 2 years following the poor release of Party Rock Mansion, creating his final song in February 2018 before also disappearing from the music industry. In countless interviews from before the pair disappeared, both Redfoo and Sky Blue seemed pretty confident that at some point they'd get back together for an LMFAO reunion.
Will Sky Blue and Redfoo ever get together and make another LMFAO project? Is that even possible based on where you at now?
I believe so.
Yet, for obvious reasons as outlined, it doesn't seem like this will be happening anytime soon.
It must be a cultural
They
thing.
were the most iconic musical...
You know what? You guys made me doubt my take because of what you guys were mad at me in chat a second ago about what I just said. You know what? I'm actually doubling down on my fucking take. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna make me get canceled, but I'm doubling down. I don't give a shit. So some songs are like, oh dude, take for example, oh dude, fucking, Take It the Race, right? It wasn't about like a crime and then like not going to court or some shit like that, or like jump or like fucking jumping bullshit, whatever. What was it again? Didn't he do guys, am I wrong about this? Yeah, help me out here. Take It the Race, right? Yeah, allegedly, according to reports or whatever, he killed somebody, and then did the race, which means that he didn't go to the court. or he whatever, right? He ran, right? Everybody, the response to that is, fuck yeah, man, take a goat, free take a, poggers, 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 poggers. Okay? I don't think that a song, even if it presents bad ideologies or bad things, right? In comparison, how is that bad compared to that? That's like, I get it. Some songs can present bad ideologies, right? Or whatnot. I understand. But I think killing somebody and then saying, fuck it, I didn't go to court or whatever the fuck, I think that's like 28 times worse.
Still sings, Baby,
yeah, one
outside.
is celebrated and one is canceled. How does that make any sense? How is that a reach? I think that's perfectly reasonable. I think that's actually reasonable.